Hi guys, welcome back to Taking Charge with Tamiko. Today's video is going to be a two-part video. The first part will be measuring tools and how measuring tools help you to be successful on your weight loss journey. And then part two would be tips that I'm going to be offering about meal planning and how meal planning can make your journey run a little smoother. I'm hoping that you can see the board that I have set up on the counter really well. But if you can't, don't worry about it because I'm going to go over everything that I have listed there. So I'm going to get started with measuring tools first. Measuring tools are the food scale. Measuring tools are also using measuring cups and things of that nature to kind of ensure that you're not going to be overeating, because portion control is a big part of weight loss and it's so easy to overeat. So we're going to focus on using those measuring tools to help you stay on track so that you can reach your weight loss goal. So our first item is going to be the food scale. So here's our food scale. This is just one that I actually purchased from Aldi's. I think I paid $6.99 or $7.99 for it. And of course, it's pretty simple. When you're turning it on, you want to reset it back to 0. And then that's where you want to start when you measure the food. And I mean, it's pretty simple. You have it on a flat surface, reset it back to 0, which I just did. And then whatever you're going to measure, you just do it. So let's take one of my cucumbers from our garden. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? One of our cucumbers we got out of our garden. And when I put this on the scale, it's 1.15 ounces. 1.15 ounces on the scale. So typically when you're using a food scale, you may be measuring your meats. You'll also be measuring, your fruits and your vegetables, whatever you're eating for that day, you'll be measuring that and using your handy dandy food scale. And a food scale is important again because it's very easy to overeat and they're very easy to use. Nothing hard about it. Now, you may not like measuring the food and you see sometimes how small of an amount that you get, but the food scale will help you stay on task. It will help you not miss the mark when it comes to your journey. A food scale will help you stay on track. And especially when you're just starting out, I feel like it's an absolute necessity. I feel like you need to have that food scale to get you started, to get you used to measuring your foods. The food scale is, I feel like it's vital, especially at the beginning of a weight loss journey. And once you get used to using it, it'll be a regular part. This one, like I said, I've had it for years, use it all the time faithfully. And even though it does get to a point where you feel like, or you think that you can kind of eye it and see what a size is. Sometimes you just want to be sure because what your eyes see could be deceiving. So you want to use that food scale just to make sure that you stay on track. Some additional measuring tools that we're going to talk about are measuring cups. Again, just as important and very vital, just as I discussed the food scale was. So here I have in front of me a measuring cup set that my husband bought for me that I had just sitting in a cabinet because I have so many measuring cups in my drawers, in my kitchen drawers. I have some in my cabinet. So this is a set that my husband bought me from Walmart, I think perhaps last year. And it's a 19 piece set that has 10 cups and 9 spoons. And I think it was like $7 at Walmart. So again, I've never used it, but let's just take a look. So there's 19 pieces in there again. So here we go. When you open it up for this particular set, you have the measuring spoons, and it starts at 1/4 of a teaspoon, and it continues on. And as a matter of fact, there's a few that's even smaller. So this is 1/32 of a teaspoon, and then this is 1/16 of a teaspoon. This is 1/3 of a teaspoon. And so then it goes on. You have the 1/4, 1/2, 1 teaspoon, which is 1 teaspoon. Let me keep going. And then there's a 1/2 of a tablespoon. And then there's 2 teaspoons. And then there's the 1 TBSP, which is the 1 tablespoon. And this is what you will find that when you're eating things like peanut butter. Let me just grab a jar right quick. I have one under the cabinet. Let me just find it. So like when you're having, I have this Jif creamy peanut butter. And so when you go and you look at the back of it, it tells you that a serving size is 2 TBSPs. If you can see that, it says 2 TBSPs. And so when you go, this is 1 TBSP. So then a serving would be 2. I eat peanut butter occasionally on an apple. Every now and then I have it on some graham crackers, and I always just stick with 1 TBSP. You know, of course, again, a serving is 2. So if you wanted to, of course, you can have 2 TBSPs. I always only need 1 to be satisfied. And then with me having 1, whereas this says 190 calories, I break it down and it's only 95 calories. And then it's half of the fat content. So it's only 8 grams of fat versus being 16. Peanut butter does have a high fat content, but it's a good fat. And then peanut butter also has protein in it, but we're not talking about labels today. Just wanted to throw that in. But yeah, so this would be 1 TBSP. So you would measure this and you would make sure that it's not overflowing, because once it gets to where it's overflowing and it's hanging out and it's everywhere, that's more than 1 TBSP. You want to stay within here and not overdo it with the 1 TBSP, because otherwise that's not a TBSP. It's more than that. Therefore, the calorie intake would also be more. And so then we also have in our little set, we also have the measuring cups. So then like this is 1/8 of a cup. And then there's like 1/4 of a cup, 1/3, 1/2, and it continues on. And we get to, this is 1.5 cups. This is 1 full cup. 1 cup is pretty important for a lot of sizes, as servings, I'm sorry. And then the 1/2 a cup is generally used quite a bit too. So this would be the 1/2 the cup. And again, when you're using these, you want to stay within. If it starts overflowing over, that's more than 1/2 a cup. So you do want to stay within that, or you're not actually watching your portions the way that you should. And as I said, with this one, it's a 19 piece set, and it was about $6 or $7 at Walmart. And what I do like about this one is that it has a lot of it has a lot more cups than the typical one, because sometimes even when you're doing a recipe, they ask for a certain like spoon or cup size, and you're like, wait, where do you get that? So then you got to go to Google and you got to figure it out. I like this because it does have so many different sizes So it makes it pretty easy when you're looking to measure something or even to perhaps do a recipe. So measuring cups are very important. You know, again, this is a nice set that I got from Walmart. Well, my husband got from Walmart for me. Those about $7 or $8. And again, as I said, I like that it offers so much, 19 pieces. Typically, when you get measuring cups, because you can even get measuring cups from the dollar store, they're very inexpensive. So typically when you're getting measuring cups, it comes with 12. So this is a 19 piece. So again, you know, something nice to have, and it'll help you on your journey. So I hope you guys can see the board, but again, if you can't, I'll definitely be going over exactly what I have written there. So grains is typically a half a cup of cooked rice, pasta, etc. Vegetables are normally 1 cup. So when we talk about grains and we say half a cup, here's a half a cup. So this would be a half a cup to use for rice, pasta, etc. This would be your half a cup that you would typically use. So then vegetables are typically 1 cup. So here's 1 cup. This is what your 1 cup will be like. Again, you would fill it, but not over, you know, to where it's more than just a 1 cup serving. So this would be your 1 cup. So vegetables are typically 1 cup. And again, I say typical because you definitely want to read the nutrition label and it'll tell you what their serving size is for that package. And then fruits are typically 1 cup, 1 cup for fruit, and then a half a cup for fruit juice. Protein is about 3 ounces of cooked lean meat, chicken or seafood. And then we have dairy, which is 1 cup would be like 1 cup of milk or yogurt, or 1.5 ounce of natural cheese, or 2 ounces of processed cheese. And so then in the notes, I just noted that 1 cup of leafy vegetables or a baked potato should be the size of a small fist. So just imagine a small fist. That would be the size of leafy vegetables or a baked potato. And then 3 ounces of meat is about the size of a deck of cards. And so a deck of cards is here. So that would be about the size of your meat, which is 3 ounces. It would be about the size of a deck of cards. And then an ounce and a half of fat-free or low-fat cheese is about the size of 4 stacked dice. So if you have 4 dice stacked on top of each other, that would be the size serving for an ounce and a half of fat-free or low-fat cheese. So I hope that helps it make a little bit more sense for you guys. So now we're going to focus on part 2 of this video, which is meal planning. And as I stated on the board, again, if you can't see it that well, don't worry, I'm going to go over everything I have written. So meal planning can make your journey run a little smoother. So when meal planning, the goal is to lose weight while making the journey a little easier to stay on track or task, and you want to succeed and not waste time and or make mistakes. So one of the things that you want to do when you're meal planning is you want to divide your daily calorie intake into 3 meals and 2 snacks. It's a good idea to keep your protein intake high, and protein includes meat, dairy, veggies, etc. You want to make sure you have enough fat in each meal to regulate hormone levels and keep you energized. You want to use carbs as a tool. If you're working out or being active, eat more carbs for extra energy. If you're not, eat less carbs. Carbs are potatoes, rice, quinoa, grains, fruits, and vegetables. You want to try to be more active, move around as much as possible, and don't over snack, which is very easy to do. I have to emphasize that. Avoid sugar and calorie filled liquids. You want to eat your calories, not drink them. And then general macros met daily should be typically 50% carbs, protein 30%, and fats 20%. Again, this is typically, and it does not fit the same for everyone. Each individual, it fits them differently. And as I noted, of course, this varies depending on goals, fitness level, activities, etc. Some people I know are doing like keto, so of course this probably it couldn't work for them. So again, it depends on what lifestyle you're using as far as your weight loss, etc. So this is just a general 50% carbs, 30% protein, and 20% fats. Of course, it can and should be adjusted to meet individual needs. I can't stress that enough because I don't want people coming at me saying, oh, that's not true. It actually depends on the individual. So I definitely would like to note that. The second and final part of our meal planning starts with number one. When meal planning, decide your meals for the week. Don't forget to include healthy snacks, fruits, veggies, protein bars, etc. Number two, grocery shop for the foods you'll need, but definitely prepare a list first because you don't want to get there and be all willy-nilly picking up things that you shouldn't. So definitely prepare a list first, and that'll save you also a lot of time. And then number three, of course, you want to prepare your food as needed. If you do it daily, that's fine. If not, prepare it in advance the day or the night prior. And then you want to make sure that you're not wasting your time or your money. So you want to stick with your pre-planned meals. And then, of course, number five, if plans change, for example, you have to go to dinner with a client, try to stay on track with your daily calorie goal as best as you can. Of course, sometimes we have to alter things here or there, and as I stated at the bottom, you don't have to be perfect. Things are going to happen. Things don't always go as planned, but just try to stick with it as much as you can, because remember, you have a goal, and your goal is the reason why, you're doing everything that you're doing to reach your weight loss goals, your fitness goal, your health goals, whatever they may be. And I find that what works for me, the biggest majority of the time is, as I noted at the bottom, 80-20. Sticking with my goals 80% of the time, and I may venture off 20% of the time sometimes. It's not a regular habit, but the 80-20 definitely works for me. If you're just, starting out on your weight loss journey, you may not want to focus on the 80-20 right now. But as you get into it and it becomes more of a habit and a lifestyle, I find that the 80-20 rule has definitely worked in my favor a whole lot. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this 2-part video. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I upload new videos. If you have enjoyed this or it has helped you in any way, please leave me a comment. Please hit that thumbs up on the video. And again, thank you guys for tuning in with Taking Charge with Tamiko. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of the week. Bye for now, guys.